Hey, I hope your day is going great. Today, we are training our Korean melons up onto our trellis. Notice how the Korean melons are growing and vining along the ground. We want them to grow up. And we're already starting to get melons here. You can see they kind of start off like cucumbers. I want this to grow up here, and I want the tendrils to start attaching to the trellis so this grows up. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. We take some regular old string or twine, whatever you want to call it, a nice length of it. This has a little thing that can cut itself, just like that. And we do a little tie up here. Tie it up. I'm tying this one to this second part of the second row or second rung of the trellis. And now you can see the string leads down. Then these genius little clips from Johnny's Seeds. Oops, that one broke. Yeah, they're very inexpensive, so as they break, sometimes they break easily. But these clips right here bend and stay together right here. But as you can see right here, this part collapses onto the string and keeps it in place. So I'm going to show you how this works. Keeps the string in place, closes down, and keeps it up there like that. What's really cool about these clips is that they're wide enough that it's never going to constrict the plant's growth. It's not going to like choke down on the plant like it would if you like were to tie something to it. So we're trellising all of these up because we, on our suburban farm, we grow up, we don't grow out. Also, growing Korean melons and cucumbers and other types of vining plants, it really helps to grow up so pests aren't getting to it. If you're growing along the ground area, you're going to have a lot of pests that have an opportunity to get to the fruit that once it starts fruiting. So we're going to continue down the row. We have a few more to go. Take our length of string, tie it to the second rung. Hang down. Take our clips. I'm not quite sure what they're called. I just call them tomato clips or cucumber clips, whatever you want to call them. Pull the plant up. Oh, this is nice. There's a lot of them already growing on here. It's good. Little space there. Wrap it around the plant at one of the nodes. See how I put it at one of the nodes so it holds it. Now, what this does is it's going to train this Korean melon. It's going to train this Korean melon up here. These tendrils are going to start wrapping around all the way up, and the plant will train itself up. I'll show you what's happened. About 3 hours ago, I did some of these. Let's see if some of the tendrils are wrapping around already. Not yet. However, I could help this out a little bit by moving it over. I could help this one out a little bit by wrapping it around. There we go. Now hopefully later on when we come back, these will be wrapped around and it'll be nice and ready to train all the way up. But here's our row. You can see the ones right through here that have been trellised up and tied up. And I have to get to the ones down there, so we're gonna keep on rocking and rolling. I have used these tomato cages as kind of a hoop for our cucumbers. And next I'm gonna be putting some fencing along these T-posts for our tomatoes to grow up. Very inexpensive ways to continue to grow on our suburban farm. Let's get this next one going. And this is really good because as I'm coming through, it gives me a chance to get rid of some weeds as well, because you don't want weeds in any of these beds, because they're gonna be fighting for nutrients with your plants. Anything that's fighting for nutrients is not good. This is always a fun time of year because ever since we've started having nights in the 60s and 70s, that's how these plants thrive, man. They love, love, love those nighttime temperatures to be warm. They're not huge fans of 50s, but once it starts getting in the 60s at night, 60s and 70s, boy, these, oh, I just broke it. Sometimes they break. There we go. So this is going to give this a chance to put the tendrils around. Oh, this is so cool. I love watching this. So look at these tendrils. They'll grab anything. Oh, a little stick it's grabbed. It's trying to grab and hold on to anything. These things are so cool. Climbing plants are so amazing. I love them so much. I'm also taking the opportunity, like I said, to get rid of these weeds. But I'm also loosening up this soil. Oh, this soil is amazing. I'm loosening it all up so it will retain the moisture and water and nutrients will get down in this soil better. So if you're checking this out right here, what I just did, I'm taking this tendril right here that this plant will use to wrap around to stay tight. I'm gonna train it a little bit. I'm putting it over here. There we go. And hopefully with doing that, this will grab a hold and this won't need to stay here much longer. This clip and string is really only there for the first part of the attaching itself to our trellis system. Any of you that have ever grown cucumbers or any kind of climbing, even like beans or peas that climb and have tendrils, know that they will just keep on going up. These are about 4 feet and they're probably going to grow up and then over. So they'll grow about 8 feet. I'm going to double this up. I'm trellising one going this way and one going this way. So we're going to double this. What's up? I'm trellising up our Korean melons. So we have this one being trellised up this way and this one being trellised up this way. It'll give it some room to make it up our awesome trellis. Man, it's a beautiful day to get work done out here. I love the fact that it's in the low 80s. We have a nice breeze going on out here. It's just beautiful. I love working out here. So I'm going to show you a little thing that we did. One thing to not skimp on, in other words, don't buy cheap, is T-posts. So these T-posts we get from Tractor Supply, and they are the heavy duty 6.5 foot T-post, and we bang them down into the ground about so where they're about 4 feet high, a little bit more than 4 feet. This is an 18-pound post pounder, and it helps you not only pound them into the ground, but it helps you by it's adding a lot of weight, and it helps you keep it straight too. I didn't really use a level at all. You can see how straight all these T-posts are, pretty much straight up and down. Pretty awesome. So another cheap way to trellis is to get this fencing. It's 3 feet tall, and I get it in 50-foot rolls, and I like the kind that's coated with like a almost like a plastic rubber coating. It stays longer, it doesn't rust. And I literally just zip tied it onto these. These T-posts have these little sections that can kind of catch. So if you zip tie with heavy duty zip ties, it won't bring it down. But this is how we're going to do our tomatoes. Our tomatoes are actually going to come up here. What they'll do when they get to here is they'll just bend over and fall back down. But you know, it'll give us enough life for our tomatoes. I reused these trellises, so I didn't have to make them this year, and I just zip tied those to the T-post too. This is really strong for these Korean melons. And at the end here, I had about 10 feet to go without these. I ran out of these trellises from last year. So I just kind of rigged it up and brought it around for the end. And this right here at the end will add a place to bring this tomato up and let it go along the top here. And we'll allow this Korean melon to come up and kind of go along the top here. So it'll add a little bit of extra space. So this is our front yard. I'm going to come out here real quick to give you a good overview. Once again, we live in a suburban community. Everyone's got about 3/4 of an acre to an acre. We have a house up there. We have a house right there, house across the street, and this is our front yard. I planted 18 marketer cucumbers right here, just regular large green cucumbers. We have about 18 Korean melons, most amazing melons. I've never grown this many of them. I'm really looking forward to this. We have 18 mixed cherry tomato plants right here, and right here we just planted these, so they're kind of young. We have 18 hot pepper plants. We have everything. We just have jalapenos and ghost peppers right here, and that's it, guys. But this is our front yard. By the way, this Swiss chard right here, I'm going to keep it going. It's providing us a lot of greenery and nutrients. If people aren't buying it at the market, we are eating it. It's just the most beautiful plant. I love this stuff. It's so bright, colorful, and it's just so remarkably packed with nutrients. Of course, there's people out there that say there's an element to Swiss chard that is toxic to our stomachs. However, I don't know. I don't see it. I think it makes me feel great when I eat it. So everyone's got a plan. Everyone's got some kind of scheme that they want to follow as far as nutrition. Janine and I believe that whatever nutrition makes you feel, whatever kind of food makes you feel the greatest is what you should be eating. And I'm not talking about eating a half gallon of ice cream because it makes you feel good temporarily. I'm talking about what makes you feel healthy and gives you energy and keeps you going throughout the day. Just a quick, I just wanted to do a really quick update for the front yard. I wanted to show you how we trellis and how this is going to go. I'm going to give you a quick another update here. I'll come back to this probably in a few weeks, just so you can see the progress from you're going to see the cucumbers and you're going to see the Korean melons explode with growth. I'm going to finish up this trellising, get to watering, and I'll see you again. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please comment, all that good stuff. Thanks, bye.